This entire episode exists because of one cameo in Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, no. I know where you're going already.
When Anakin is loping into the opera house, he passes by a pair of people standing there who are blue. Those people are George Lucas and Katie Lucas. So now those characters have been fully canonized into this episode. That George Lucas cameo character is Baron Papanoida. The Katie Lucas cameo character standing next to him is Liiiike Papanoida, his daughter with the fucking giant blanket on her head. Her sister Amanwe is based off of Amanda. And Ion, their brother, is based off of Jet Lucas, their real-life little brother. So yeah, this is an entire episode written by Katie Lucas that is just a love letter from the family to the family. Liiiike and Che Emanwe go back to their suite and are immediately kidnapped. But my favorite part, this is my only favorite part of this episode.
I know, I hope it's my favorite part too, because it was. Okay.
They go into their dark apartment and they're like, something feels wrong. And they hear...
Yes! The worst fucking assassin in Star Wars Galaxy.
Who sends a godel?
A fucking goat assassin?
To sneak around and kidnap people. Dude literally is like in the shadows going, meh, they're here, meh. Like, what?
That moment legit, like, cracked my shit up. The goat noise makes everything hilarious at all times. And it's especially funny when there's, like, a moment of tension.
It was supposed to be, like, sinister, menacing, but it was meh.
It's literally the funniest moment in Star Wars for me.
I love it. And here's where my annoyance with this episode really crescendoed. Because Baron Papanoida, he's a newly elected chairman of Pantora, and apparently has some, like, SEAL team paramilitary training in his background.
Like all world leaders do in Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, all of them. Sure, why not? Because he goes full Cobb fucking Vanth up in this place. Like, he's like, pew pew, and I got a knife, and I'm amazing, and like, I can single-handedly threaten an entire room full of bounty hunters because I'm that badass. And so they go to the cantina. The Mos Eisley Cantina.
Yeah.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
So, Baron Dirty Harry Papanoida comes in here. This gunfight is fucking ridiculous. Like, why is he this good?
He's George Lucas.
That's why this whole episode bothers me. It serves no real narrative purpose other than to kiss George Lucas's ass. The Mos Eisley Cantina.
Yeah.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
The cantina from A New Hope, that cantina. It is actually a faithful reproduction. And you'll notice the bartender is not the same bartender from A New Hope. It is a different bartender. So Dave Filoni has a headcanon about that. Would you like to hear it?
Oh, I would love to hear this. Okay, go ahead.
But during the interrogation, C-3PO, like, he mentions that he was previously
protocol droid to the chief negotiator for the entire Monacron system.
Previously as in before Anakin.
What?
Apparently, in George Lucas's original character notes, he lists C-3PO's background as being at least 100 years old at the time of A New Hope.
But that's not possible because Anakin built him.
Anakin didn't build him. Anakin found a busted old droid and repaired him.
Wow.
I know.
My head is just boom right now. Like,
Right. The reason he is fluent in over 6 million forms of communication is because he's been the fuck around the block.
I just assumed Anakin went to GitHub and downloaded some code.
Yes, this 9-year-old boy just downloaded all of Google into the droid that he intended to make to help his mom around the house.
Well, he has a high metachlorian count.
Obviously. Clearly. Anakin actually says, because he's like, Padme, pay attention to me. And she's like, I'm busy doing work. My work is important. Your work is important. And he's like,
isn't our love more important to you?
But
No, but. To me, there's nothing more important than the way I feel about you.
Fucking psychotic.
If you are in a relationship with someone who insists that you drop everything you're doing to pay attention to them, and then when you say that what you are doing is important, they disrespect your important tasks and say that they clearly love you more than you love them, run. And then he tops it off with a grand romantic moment where he's like, look, I will do what you will not do and prove to you how much I love you by handing you my lightsaber.
When he's handing the lightsaber to her, it's pointed at her. He could accidentally slip and ignite it, and she'll get snoked.
She'll get snoked. That's a verb now. When he goes in to talk to the senators, and he's like, I have kidnapped all of you. I just murdered this one. You're all my hostages now. I'm going to need to collect all of your communication devices. And Padme's like, he cannot search me. I have a lightsaber. And right then, Cad Bane walks up to her and he says,
Well, hello there, little lady. And who might you be?
And he takes Padme by the jaw. If you listen closely, you can hear all the feminism leaving my body.
All the wop.
My pants fell off.
Right. Yeah.
Holy shit, Cad Bane. I can't. Oh, it's the competency boner for me. Because competency boner doesn't just apply to heroes like Rex. It also applies to fucking terrible people like Cad Bane. He's so good at what he does.
She's talking to Ziro, and they're promising each other's love, and she says,
From the bottom of my fluid sac.
I love it. Anyway, Palawix, they have spotted skin, protuberant eyes, and a 30-centimeter long trunk-like snout that ends in a pair of lips. And look, the Wikipedia article says that Palawix also have a second mouth, which has retractable tusks.
What?
And where?
Yeah, where?
To be clear, she is running around almost naked in this episode. She's topless. All she's got on is a little skirt.
Right.
So the only part of Miss Snooty's body that we can't examine to find the second mouth with the retractable tusks is at the bottom of her fluid sac.
Wow.
So, what we are saying then, if Wikipedia is to be believed, is that Palawix have vagina dentata. So let's talk about the love of Quinlan Vos.
Let's talk about my love of Quinlan Vos.
Okay, you go ahead.
He is what I imagine a real Jedi to be. He's of the same vein as Qui-Gon Jinn.
Like if Qui-Gon Jinn got laid a lot?
Qui-Gon is like the prude hippie, and Quinlan is the one that goes to raves and jumps into orgies.
Right, Qui-Gon is the one who has transcended the needs of the flesh, and Quinlan's like, but the needs of the flesh are fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, that's your opinion, man.
I look at him and I see every hipster that I trampaged through 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. He's absolutely that guy who, 30-year-old me would have been like, he's amazing. But 41-year-old me is like, oh, I mean, we're still friends. I have a great fondness for him, but I'm never going there again because I cannot get another UTI from this guy. He looks like he'd be a lot of fun, but I can only live on so much fucking cranberry juice, okay? On today's episode of Dave Filoni is the best part about doing research for a Star Wars podcast, I give you the man putting in the work to make sure that ain't nobody cooler than a bounty hunter.
I, for one, have no intention of listening to this kind of insolence.
And I think it's important to establish the bounty hunters aren't your garden variety alien laugh that you might get sometimes when you're in Jabba's palace. You have the crazy dancers and you have the crazy music scenes and you have the crazy looking aliens all over the place. You need to get that yes, these characters are bizarre, but they're lethal.
Not so impressive without your lightsaber, are you, Jedi?
You see these villains really getting the upper hand on our heroes and getting some victories, which I know is important to the fans. It's important to me that I want to see these villains be effective. So when you see that hat that Cad Bane has, which is a very nice hat, by the way.
Turn on the field.
You know he's dangerous.